Hello everyone, and welcome to my Drake Slayer guide. Drakes are wingless dragon-like creatures found in the middle level of the Karum Slayer dungeon in Mount Karum. They require level 84 Slayer to kill, and because they are in the volcano, you must use the Boots of Stone or Boots of Brimstone. You can also use the Granite Boots. This will protect you from taking repeated hits because of the heat. However, if you have the Elite Karen and Kebos Diary, you won't have to wear them. You can wear anything you want because they will automatically protect you. Drakes have 250 hit points and their max hit is 15. They are aggressive, they do not inflict poison to you, and their weakness is Dragonbane weapons, magic, or melee damage. They attack with both melee and ranged, but they also have an avoidable volcanic flame, which would be a mage attack. And they give 268.7 Slayer experience each. These can be assigned by Konar, Neve/Steve, and also Duradel. Also, one side note, they don't actually inflict Dragonfire to you, so you don't need anti-Dragonfire potions or shield. So to be able to kill them, you're going to have to get to Mount Karum. Getting to Mount Karum is very easy. You can either teleport with the skills necklace to the farming guild, you can use the fairy ring code CIR and teleport there and then just run up these agility shortcuts if you have the required levels, being a maximum of level 62. If you do not have the levels, you can just go around the entire mountain. However, that might take a lot of time. So hopefully you have the levels in agility, but yeah, if you don't, then that's unfortunate. You can also teleport with the Rada's Blessing, and it'll teleport you right to the top of Mount Karum. For that, you need to have completed the hard Kebos Diary. Once you're here, there is a bank directly on the mountain, so you don't actually have to ever leave it. If you do want to bank its drops, the bones and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, now that that's all the way, let's tell you guys what you need. Alright, so for inventory setup, this is roughly what I bring, and this is only because I actually bank the bones. Since I'm a hardcore Ironman, I do want to bank the bones for prayer XP in the future. However, if you're a main, you could definitely bring more prayer potions because you don't really need that much food. I'm only bringing the food I have just in case I mess up and I do take a couple of hits from the melee. The melee doesn't actually hit you that hard, so that's why we're going to be praying range the entire time, and the range hits do hit really high, so if you don't pray range, you will get comboed pretty quickly. But because the melee attacks are pretty inconsistent, they don't really need too much food. However, I do bring a few just in case, because if you do get hit by the avoidable mage fireball attack, it can hit anywhere from 4 to 8, and it's not just once, but it hits you about 5 times. And that can add up really quick, and if you take a lot of damage, have no food, and then it melees you for like a 12 or something, you're going to probably be banking really soon. So maybe it's just good to bring a couple just in case you mess that up, because it's very avoidable. It happens every 7 hits, and you can see it coming a few ticks before it hits you, and you only have to move 1 space before it actually will register any damage on you. But anyways, I bring a few food just because I am a hardcore and I do just want to have it just to be safe. But if you're a main account, just bring a bunch of prayer, honestly, especially if you're not going to be banking the bones. And I just have a teleport to house because I always just kind of keep those on me when I'm slaying, but you don't really need that at all. You don't even need to teleport out really if you don't want to. You're going to be coming to this bank if you're going to be banking the bones, but I just bring those anyway just to have them. I bring a DDS for speccing it, but if you're a main account, you could bring anything that you have that's really better than a DDS if you want. But DDS definitely does work. You don't really need anything better, to be honest, but if you do have Dragon Claws or something, you might as well use it. For the melee setup, this is what I use. I won't be showing you a mage setup because I don't really mage them. You can mage them, but for me, I don't really think it's that worthwhile because melee does such a good amount of damage as it is. This is what I use. I bring a Ring of Life because I'm a hardcore, but if you're not a hardcore Ironman, definitely bring like a Berserker ring or a Warrior's ring or something like that, just to have some DPS in your ring slot. I bring the Boots of Stone because I don't quite have the Elite Karen Diary completed yet, so I have to have some protection for my feet while I'm in there, and these are the only protection I have on this account. But if you do have any of the better foot protection, which I mentioned earlier, definitely wear that, and if you don't, but you do have the Karen and Kebos Diary completed, just use like Dragon Boots or Primordials or something like that. I'm bringing an Expeditious Bracelet because you're going to be probably on Slayer task when you kill these, and this helps speed the task up. These are a very long task and they're kind of relatively boring. Their drops aren't super great, but they are good for Ironman accounts just to get those 2 uniques that you definitely do want to get from them. But I do speed them up with the Expeditious bracelets, so that's why I'm wearing that. But you could wear whatever you wanted in the glove slot. That's just my preference. I wear Obsidian plate legs and a fighter torso. Now, that is because those are my best in slot DPS melee gear for my account. Like I said, I'm very limited as I'm a hardcore, and I don't have that much unlocked right now. However, if you have anything better than that, you could definitely use it. Even Proselyte, honestly, would be fine. I don't use it because I just try and hit as high as I can because I'm only limited to using a whip because that's my best in slot DPS for these guys right now. And if I had Proselyte, I definitely would be doing a lot less damage. So I have my melee strength bonus right there. Yeah, like I said, I have a whip. But if you do have anything better than that, definitely use it. It would be good to use like a rapier maybe, and it's really, really, really good to use a Dragon Hunter Lance. Dragon Hunter Lance is the most efficient way of DPSing these guys down. So if you do have that, definitely use it. I'm using a Dragon Defender. I just have an Ancient Blessing because it's good for prayer bonus. Amulet of Fury because it's my best in slot DPS amulet, but definitely anything better than that would be great. You could always use a Glory too if you can't afford that. I have a Fire Cape, and I'm using a Slayer Helm because I'm on task. So that's what I'm using. So let's get down there and do some DPS, I guess. So just come down here from the bank, and you'll notice that there's a little elevator. You want to activate that. Once you've activated that, just going to go over here a little bit, and you'll notice there is a little climbing rock option right here. You want to click on that, and then you want to go to the upper floor, so climb the steps. And then once you've climbed the steps, go around here, and right over here is where you will find the drakes. So once you get to this area, you're going to want to pray ranged, because their range attacks hit a lot more than their melee attacks. One thing that to know, if you do have a super combat potion or any of the super attack, strength, or defense, you could definitely bring them if you want. They're not really that necessary. So there's the avoidable mage attack. You just have to run away 1 square from it, and you can actually run underneath the monster and back. Once it's in the vicinity of where your character is standing, it won't do any more damage to you. I could definitely show you that if it happens again in this kill. It happens every 7 auto attacks, which an auto attack is either a range or a melee attack. And it should happen here in about a second. So as you can see, I run 1 step and then back, and it didn't hit me. As you could see, I ran just right back to the spot I was on. So you can definitely do that to avoid it. It's pretty easy, very avoidable. You see it coming definitely a long time before it actually hits you, and it's every 7 auto attacks. So it's definitely pretty safe and very avoidable. And as you can see, 269 experience is what I was received from killing it. And then you can just go over here. You can pick up your drops. Definitely not that great of drops. They do add up, I guess. They take a while to kill. So maybe per hour it's not great money, but it's not that bad. As you can see here, I have killed 41 of them and received 343k and a hard clue, which I actually couldn't complete personally. But if you can definitely complete it, that could actually add up to a little bit of more profit for you. I couldn't have completed it because there was a wilderness step and I'm a hardcore, but unfortunate, right? So as you can see, the melee attacks do sometimes add up. Usually they're pretty inconsistent and low, but sometimes they'll hit you pretty high. So that's why I do bring a couple of food, but like I said, it's not too important to bring that much. 1 or 2 is definitely fine if you're a main account, especially if you have better defense gear. It wouldn't matter too much, but you're using Proselyte, you're going to have about the same defense as I have, maybe a little bit less, but you're going to have a lot more prayer. So you could bring a couple more food, I guess, but anyway, for the most part, that's pretty much how it goes, and that's what you're pretty much expected to make. The bones are worth quite a bit. They're worth about 3k each, so I guess if you do bank those, you'll make a little bit more money, but that money is basically 125k of it is actually just in bones, so that is probably not going to be as much money for a main account, because most of the mains aren't going to be banking every bone, because then per hour you're going to be making a lot less money and getting a lot less kills and a lot less Slayer XP. I wouldn't even be banking them, honestly, if I wasn't an Ironman account, because they're not that good. So I actually didn't avoid that one, and as you can see, I repeatedly took 4s for a bit. I definitely could have avoided. I tried to, and then I just kind of wasn't really paying attention. I was kind of just focusing on talking. But yeah, it's good that I showed it, because then you can see what happens, and then you just kind of eat if you do mess up like that. Definitely don't want to mess up, though, because, well, it's just a waste of food, I guess, and time. It's just really easy to click a 1 space away, so But as you can see, I didn't have any anti-fire protection at all, and it only hit 4, which is the lowest it could possibly hit without anti-fire protection. If you do have anti-fire protection, it will hit less, but very little amount less that it'll hit. It'll still hit pretty high. I think max it's like 3 to 5 or something like that instead of 4 to 8. So it's something like that. It's still pretty much low damage either way, so it doesn't really matter. But if it hits you the 8s, it's definitely going to add up a little bit. But yeah, you can avoid it pretty easily. And that's pretty much it. These are really easy to kill. They're just really slow and honestly not really too worth doing. I wouldn't know their XP per hour, but I would definitely say it's very, very, very low. Like to the point where it's not worth doing them for Slayer XP whatsoever. But you could do them if you want to, I guess. I'm only doing them because I got them from Konar. But I guess that is kind of a bit of an exception because if you get them from Konar, you're usually doing Konar every 10 tasks. So you don't really want to have to cancel the task if possible. So yeah, but pretty easy, like I said. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys, wish you guys the best of luck while doing these. Hopefully you get the drops if you're an Ironman account. And until next time, peace.